Gotta eat and prepare for a hard day of sewing. I got leftover steak and 1 egg, which was supposed to be over medium, but I wrecked it. These are for my patients. I've got it down to slightly less than 2 hours to make these. They're really easy once you start making them. And I'm going to make some coasters and mug rugs too. This is Thermolam, and I'm going to sew strips of material on it. I sewed it across the corner. Do I know what I'm doing? Probably not, but I just saw some videos where they said that you could put strips on a backing. Actually, they said to put it on batting. Okay, this is Thermolam. Anyway, you put right sides together, you fold it over, and then you do the same thing next to it. You will put another piece right sides together, so you're hiding all the raw edges. I can already see that on this side here, well, let me show you. This end, this should have been longer because you can just see the Thermolam peeking through. Now I've done it all the way across. It's kind of diagonal. It's not perfect. I kept wanting to iron it, and then I remembered this is the sticky part of the Thermolam. You can't iron it until, until you're ready for it to be stuck to something. If I iron this now, it's going to be stuck to my ironing board. I got this little orange color in a solid color fat quarter 5-pack. And I really don't like it. But I thought this might be a good way to use it because it kind of sort of goes with this. So I figured I can use it for little trims and stuff. Now I have pinned right sides together a piece of fabric. I did trim a little along the edges just to square it up, but see, I'm gonna sew it around the edges, leaving an opening to turn it inside out, or to turn it right side out. Once it's right side out, then I can iron it. So here's what I got. This is the part that will stick to something. So what I'll do is I'll turn it inside out. I left a little opening. Maybe it's not big enough. If it's not, I can enlarge it. I stitched the opening closed first, and then I just continued on around the entire thing with this blue thread. Here it is. I ironed it flat. Probably could have used gray thread too, but I chose the color that went with this this kind of teal that I had been using for that fabric. But anyway, oh, there's a wrinkle. I better iron that out. But anyway, all in all, I'm pleased with it. This is my first try at something like this. There's a lot of things on the internet, different DIY craft and sewing channels show how to do all of this stuff, you know, experienced sewers. This is not a sewing channel. This is what I tried to do today channel. But I think you could do something like this, or maybe even better than me, and have it turn out better. My orange kind of disappeared though. I should have put on a little bit bigger piece. I will next time. And you can't even see it on the other corner. Let's see. Yeah, should have been on this corner. Thermolam, but I put the adhesive side against my little strips, and then I ironed it. Now I'm going to square it off. I don't know, that orange is kind of growing on me. Maybe if you use it in just the right setting. Anyway, I'm putting it on this is going to go on some of that gray flower fabric, and it's going to be overhang the edges, and then I will bring it around to the front to make it into the binding. Here's the finished product. It's not super even and professional, but I think it's pretty. I even like the orange in it. I'm making something different now, and this is a log cabin type of mug mat. It's not exactly how I saw it on the channel, but basically you're going to go around and around and around until you fill up the whole backing. It's from Sunbeam Fabric Art channel. So you just keep going around. When you add one, you know, then you've made this side longer, and then, you know, you just keep going around, going on top of the longer side each time until you get all the way out to the end of the batting, except for I use Thermolam. So now I'm gonna put it on my board and cut it with the rotary cutter. So on that Sunbeam Fabric channel, she called this a wonky log cabin. And I guess that's because everything is not exactly symmetrical. You know, this kind of goes off to the side a little bit. I like that name because I think everything that I make right now is a little wonky. I did iron it too. Now I'm gonna use this gray fabric for the backing, so I just put right sides together. I'm just gonna sew it all the way around, but I'm leaving an opening here so I can turn it right side out. I sewed around the whole entire thing, leaving an opening to turn it right side out. I also clipped the corners to make it less bulky. I did a little seam around the entire thing to give it a more finished look. And for this opening, see, I wanted to sew it closer to the inside edge instead of here where it would catch this. So, but I like that look, and I'm just gonna whip stitch or just do something here. I'm gonna hand sew this opening. So I hand stitched here, and I hid the tail so you can't see anything sticking out. Doesn't look too bad. I really like it. So this is the one I made right before. No, this is the one I made right before. Let's see here, yeah. And before that, I made this one. And then a while ago, I made a video about making these little mug mats with a handy pocket. I might give these to my 3 little granddaughters. They can put their milk and cookies on there, and then their mommy can tuck a little napkin in here for them. They're really little, so they would probably think that was fun and novel. My original idea, I think it was a couple weeks ago when I started all this, was to make an organizer for my sewing supplies, because I would be losing my little scissors and my seam ripper and everything. That was the original intent when I thought up making this. Well, now after making all the other ones, I finally made one for myself. And I measured, you know, how big of pockets I needed for certain things. There's an extra one. And here's where my money goes, but don't tell anybody. My little scissors. There's some needles. There. Okay. See this? I sewed across here. That's for my seam ripper. I always lose my seam ripper. There's my big set of nice forged steel Fisker shears, super heavy. And here's my little clips. And look, isn't this cute? That's my tape measure, and I sewed it right here. So now I literally have everything that I'm always trying to find at my fingertips. It's 6:30. I have been sewing all day. Is it too barbaric if I just take bites off of it like this? Really good.